Today's devotional, your mind needs stillness. Your mind needs stillness. We talked about accountability yesterday, and what your mind needs is accountability. We said to quiet our time through stillness. Right? We make time in our lives for stillness and clarity. And your mind needs that, right? In quietness and trust is your strength. Our verse for today is Isaiah 30:15. In repentance and rest is your salvation. It's in quietness and trust is your strength, but you would have none of it. And so we think about what is it that we need to do to quiet our minds with all the things that are going on and all the things that we have planned and all the things that we're thinking about that we may have not have done the way that we wanted to do. We want to ask God, teach me the strength of quietness and trust. It used to be for me that I would, I didn't think that if I just sit in quietness, then I wouldn't be able to do stuff. Being I guess what they call an extrovert and a person who loves to be around people all the time, wants to be around people. And I draw my energy from relationships. I draw my energy from being in the crowd. For a person like me, you start thinking, well, if I'm by myself, what's going to happen? I'm going to implode. I'm not going to be able to move forward. Then you sit in silence for a little bit and you just take the time to breathe, a yoga session at first, or sometimes now just sitting in a chair and just letting my mind do what it needs to do. The truth is, stillness is not doing nothing. Stillness is refusing to let chaos control let chaos control your inner world. A quiet mind can hear wisdom more clearly than a frantic one. That's what I love about doing this every single day, and us coming together and talking about these things and learning that I can still be still when I got a full day. I can still be still when I'm driving my car. It's interesting that even since we've been doing this, in the amount of times now that I drive the car to 20 minutes or 30 minutes away, 15 minutes away, and I don't ever turn on the music. I don't turn on the radio. I don't turn on anything. I just sit in silence and think about my affirmations and think about what is going on in my life. And I don't know if you've ever done that, but I shocked myself yesterday. I was in the car for about 45 minutes, and I'm usually making phone calls or obviously using the hands-free portion of it, but I'm making phone calls or talking to people. But at nighttime, there's nobody to call at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. At least I don't need to. And I drove home for like 40 minutes without not one thing, no radio, no music, just me and God. And it was so nice to get home and have that clarity and stillness. A person paused before making a pressure decision and realized the urgency was emotional, not spiritual. I don't know if I'll ever go to a dealership again. I'm sure I will, and have to get a car. Or I don't know if we'll do it the way we did the last one. We just ordered it and it showed up. But I think at times like that, when I make a financial decision or make a decision to just get up from whatever the table is and then walk around, be in stillness for 5 minutes. I made better decisions when I learned not to rush everything. There were times when pressure tried to convince me I had more immediately. I had to move immediately, respond immediately, fix immediately. What I'm realizing now is somebody else is emergency. How does that go? Emergency on your part doesn't constitute an emergency on my part. And sometimes, in the heat of the moment or the things that are happening, or you stop and you pause and realize that I don't have to move right now, this second. I don't have to respond to what you just told me immediately. That's a huge one. Is we get so much in our emotion. We've been talking about responding quickly in our vertical course. When emotion's high, intelligence is low, and when intelligence gets high, emotion gets low. We want to meet somewhere in the middle. But how about when you respond immediately? What if you were just to take a couple breaths? The other person can be mad because you're not responding. But that's okay. Because they want you to engage in that emotional setting. And by you just taking that pause, maybe even it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, sit and think about it, and then respond. I promise you, you respond with a different tone. Sometimes the wise thing is not to move faster. It was to get quieter. Stillness helped me hear the difference between panic and prompting. That has been a gift in my life. I do not always get it right, but I have learned to respect quietness as a place where strength returns. So what's happening in our mind when we're still and we're taking that time and we're breathing? Well, stillness supports regulation by lowering mental and physical or psychological arousal. When the brain is less flooded by urgency, the prefrontal cortex can better support judgment, planning, and impulse control. Okay, one more time. The prefrontal cortex can better support judgment, planning, and impulse control. It gets a chance to get oxygen into it. Instead of oxygen emptying out of your brain, oxygen goes into it, and then it gets to work to help you make better judgments, to help you plan what you need to do. Quietness creates conditions for clearer thinking. It's just that simple. When your brain is not trying to solve several things at the same time, and it's not allowing that emotional to flood you, you do get clearer thinking. You know what I'm talking about, right? So the heart connection here is stillness helps you hear what urgency tries to drown out. Stillness helps you hear what urgency tries to drown out. The invitation here is, where do you need to get quiet before you move? Take 5 quiet minutes today before making one decision or response. Take 5 quiet minutes today before making one decision or response. Your short prayer here is, Lord, quiet my mind so I can hear wisdom clearly. Lord, quiet my mind so I can hear wisdom clearly. And the blessing is, may stillness strengthen your spirit, clarify your thoughts, and protect your decisions. So do you think, and the question is always yes on our first question, do you think stillness can be a form of strength? And then the other 2 questions to think about is, what makes it hard to get quiet, and why is quietness important before decisions? So go ahead, and I'm going to put these in the chat. I'm going to put these in the chat so that you will have them and you can reflect on them. Again, the first question is always yes. But then sometimes we have to rectify, well, why do I believe, when I ask, do you think stillness can be formed by a form of strength? You might have to believe, well, is it?